So I believe we can start off. Just give me one more minute. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this 1.5 hour session for SAT training. So this is the demo session. We'll be conducting this for 1.5 hour. Okay. And while I am conducting this session, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. You can stop me and ask me. All right. If you want any recording of this, the coordinator will give you the recording of this session once the class is over. All right. Demo session is over. All right, guys. You don't have to do it yourself. It will be done in the cloud and it will be provided to you. All right. Hope that solves the problem. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this brief session. And my name is Anil Kulkarni. I am into this training. Just give me a second. I am getting a call from the same office. One moment.
Hello.
I have been into this teaching field for more than 15 years. All right. For this GRE, GMAT, IELTS, TOEFL, etc. And I am into this training field for more than 25 years. Okay. I have worked in various companies as training manager, as a trainer, as a lecturer. And for the last 15 years, I have been into this test prep where I have taught students for GRE, GMAT, SAT, IELTS, TOEFL. All these tests I have taught. All right. And my students have got excellent scores. GRE 334 out of 370, GMAT 750 out of 800, SAT 1550 out of 1600, IELTS 8.5, TOEFL 117 out of 120. So we have got great scores from the students. All right. And I have worked in 5 different companies in this domain. And I have been trained and uh, certified by the master trainers in those companies. The top 2 companies I have worked are Manhattan Review and Princeton Review. I don't know whether you have heard of those 2 companies. They are Manhattan Review and Princeton Review. All right. So before I continue, can we have a brief round of introduction from each one of you? Can we start with 816251? Who is that?
Hi, this is Vicky. I'm a working professional from Hyderabad, working in Apollo Pharmacies Private Limited as a data analyst. I'm trying for Australia.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thanks.
So, what you have to tell is when you introduce yourself, name, place, or the location where you are speaking from, your education, or if you are working, job, all right, and which course you are going to apply for, all right, for the degree or whatever you are going to do. So, can we have Ashrit?
Hello, sir. Good evening. My name is Ashrit and I am from Pune. Uh, actually,
What are you doing right now?
I am currently in 11th. Uh, I'm writing finals now, so 12th now. I am planning for business administration course, undergraduation.
Ah, okay, fine, good. So can we have Kanekar?
Hello. Yes, I'm Bhavi Kanekar. I'm from Mumbai and I'm currently studying in 11th standard. And the course I'm applying for is like I haven't exactly decided yet, but for now I'm thinking of economics.
Right. Thank you. Next we will have Cyril here.
Hi sir, I am from Kerala. My name is Cyril James. I tried the physiotherapy in UK.
All right. Good. So you know this demo is for SAT course, right? All of you. So all of you are going for bachelor's abroad, isn't it? All of you are, yeah, trying for bachelor's course. Okay. Yep. So next, Dvita. Is it Dvaita or Dvita?
My name is Twita. I am from Gujarat and I am currently studying ninth standard.
All right. So you have started early. Good job. So you have 2 years time to prepare, more than 2 years. So slow and steady wins the race. So you can aim at 1600 perfect score in that case. Right? You can take
Yes,
10,
sir.
20, 30 tests and be well prepared. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Itachi.
So my name is Manikanta. I'm from Andhra Pradesh, Vijayawada. I'm studying
Okay.
in Fiji International College. I'm in 11th grade.
Okay. So you are planning for which course?
I didn't decide, sir. I have to decide.
All right. Good. Prachi next. Thank you.
Mm. Hello, sir. My name is Prachi, and I'm from Rajkot, Gujarat, and I'm planning for a bachelor's in computer engineering. And right now, I'm doing a diploma from RK University, Rajkot.
Right. Thank you. Next, we have Sahiti. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, sir. This is
Hello.
Sahiti. I'm from DPS Vijayawada. Uh, I've completed my grade 11. Currently, I'm in 12th. So I'm planning for Bachelor of Business Administration,
Okay.
mostly
All
in
right.
India or abroad.
Okay. Fine. So, in case when I am speaking, if my voice is not clear, please let me know. All right. If you can't hear me clearly, you can either message or speak up and tell me if you can't hear my voice clearly. All right. Next, Vidhi, please.
Hello, sir. My name is Vidhi Karya and I'm from Rajkot. And currently, I'm looking for a master's degree in USA. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So, we are going to proceed with this. And why US? Why not study in India? What are the advantages? Of course, you can study in India as well as abroad, but there are certainly, you know, definite advantages are there, right? So when you can go to the world's best college or best universities and learn from the topmost trainers, topmost professors, some of them are even Nobel laureates, all right, inventors, they are the authors of books, creators of thought. So you're not just going to learn something new there, you will be able to even create something new on your own. That great will be the ambience. The very setting of the education system is such that you go there with a motive. You are not just going to learn something, pass the exam, get into a job, make money. Okay, that is not the purpose. You will have those who have a mission in life. They want to achieve something. They have a dream about creating something in life. They will go there, learn from the topmost, and have the best friends in the world who motivate them to achieve great things. All right. And your degrees are recognized worldwide, and you get great salaries like something like 5 to 10 lakh per month. In India, initially many people get around 5 lakh per annum salary, but in abroad it is 5 to 10 lakh per month. All right. So there are various advantages to abroad education. So if you see in India, these are the ranks for these universities, okay, IIT, etc. But in abroad, this is where they stand. So if you look at some of the foreign universities like Massachusetts, Stanford, Harvard, okay, Caltech, Oxford, all right, etc. So we have the top universities even called Ivy Leagues. So they're all in the top 10. All right. They have maintained their ranking consistently, almost. Maybe one up, one down. But so anybody, if you say, I am a Stanfordite, I am a Harvardite, I'm a Harvard scholar, I'm a MIT scholar, Oxford scholar, the world will salute you first and then talk to you next. All right. So that is the respect these courses command there. All right. So why you should study abroad? So there are many advantages as I just now spoke. Right? You have any questions still here? Any doubts? I suppose no.
No,
No.
sir.
If you look, yeah. If you look at the importance of SAT test score or the SAT test, for small liberal art colleges, this is the requirement. For large state universities, this is what it is. What do you make out from this is for small, you can get admission with a little bit less score for SAT, but it should be something above around 1400. That is where you begin. Between 1400 to 1600, you start scoring somewhere nearby 1400. That is when you become eligible for admission abroad. And even if you are going for an arts class, arts degree, you will need to have certain knowledge of mathematics. And even if you are going for science courses, STEM courses for bachelors, you will need to have certain good knowledge of English also, certain minimum ability. So both are required. So passing SAT is very important, but personal profile is more important when it comes to small liberal arts colleges. What do you mean by this? If you are a great singer, dancer, sportsman, okay, right? Then with with a minimum of SAT score, certain amount of SAT score, and a certain around 60 to 70% of GPA, all right. So with around 13 to 1400 of SAT score, with a good personal background, you will get admission to the small liberal colleges. But when you go to large state universities, half of your score, half of your selection depends on SAT score, which has to be something around 1450 plus, and the remaining is something like 80% plus CGPA. All right. And personal profile, you need to have certain good background to show that you are an active and healthy student. All right. This is very less important. Whereas SAT and GPA are very, very important here. Any questions? Anybody? Any doubts? So why study abroad? Because there is world-class education. All right. The point is, in India, the education is not very properly linked to the jobs. People used to say, sir, what you have done, what you have studied. Instead of asking this, people say, there was a businessman who asked a candidate, what can you do? He said, I have done BA. He said, I have not asked you what you have studied. I said, what can you do? Sir, I have done BA. That's all. If you teach me any job, I will do. That means what? If you have done BA, that means you don't know anything. You don't know how to do any job. So you have to learn to do something, right? So the industry connection with the education is not there much in India. Nowadays, it's coming up. But in Western countries, they are in constant touch with the industry and what the industry requires, technological requirements are there. That is exactly what they are teaching in the colleges and universities. They are in touch with them. And many of the professors are part-time working in some research projects in their industries, and part-time they are teaching in the universities. And the university professors who are working in the universities are also involved in projects in industries. So they are in touch with the practical life as well as the teaching job. They are not just teaching bookish knowledge here. They don't know anything about practical life. It's not like that. So it is fully connected with the world class education because it is connected with the real life. So the topmost technology, and why it is the cutting edge technologies, there the industry invests billions of dollars. Okay, industry invests something like billions of dollars for different projects which will help you to do a lot of research. So because of that, you will get a lot of practical knowledge, plenty of practical knowledge. Okay. So then if you are doing one area of study, you can add some other area of study to your selection of subjects. And see, in foreign countries, there is one thing. Somebody was an engineer, a computer scientist up till the age of 40. Then he chose to become a doctor, physician at the age of 40. Then he went to medical college, studied, and he became a doctor. Then there was a doctor who was a doctor till 40 years. Then he wanted to become a computer scientist. He joined the college, he studied that, he became. You can change at any time. All right. So the courses are industry driven. It is transformative. Your personality will see a lot of change. You know your culture. You learn from other cultures. Okay. Most of the people who go there abroad are ambitious. You will know what is it to be ambitious, what is it to be hardworking. All right. So they burn their midnight lamp. See, midnight lamp. So they work so hard. They dedicate themselves to achieve something in life. And you get into that crew, you can also excel. This global citizenship, getting a foreign degree, adds greatly to your profile, and your employability creates high value, whether it is in abroad or in back in India. With that degree, you will get great respect, great recognition, great package, etc. All right. So you can see these are the top people. Okay, people like Elon Musk, Gates, Harvard, Barack Obama, Harvard, Columbia, Sundar Pichai, IIT Kharagpur, plus Stanford, Ratan Tata, Cornell, and Harvard, Manmohan Singh, Cambridge, and Oxford. See, so people who go to high courses, it is they get some good vitamins, nutrients from those universities. It is not only from the professors, it is from the uh, peers, from the friends with whom they study. All right. That is why abroad education is to achieve more, not just a little bit, but to achieve greatly. All right. So if you go to this college board website, you will get any detailed questions about any point. So the validity of the score is for 5 years. So the last time we checked, it was $103. All right. The centers are in various places in India. In most of the major cities, we have the centers. It is actually a scholastic aptitude test, but SAT doesn't have a long form now. It is simply called SAT. It is not expanded as this, but this test is a test for checking your scholastic aptitude. Okay, this test is conducted by college board. All right, if you go to this website, you will get all the further details. So there are in various months, there are fixed times when these exams are, happening. All right. And earlier physical tests and in American test times, Indian tests were different because of the particular admission criteria requirements. Now there are going to be a lot of changes, and you will be taking the test only online. Earlier, the test was supposed to be offline. Now it is only online test. All right. So these dates are for previous year. Now the latest dates will be given by the coordinators. All right. So this duration of the test is, earlier you had an essay, now essay is no longer required. Okay. 2 hours 14 minutes is the test. Total marks 1600. English, that is reading and writing and language, that is English part, that we call it verbal, 800 marks. Maths part we call quantitative, it is also for 800 marks. So this English part consists of reading and writing. RW section, module 1, okay, 32 minutes, and module 2, 32 minutes. Here, reading is one section, one part, writing and language, that is another section. There in reading, mostly you have passages and different types of comprehension questions. In writing, you have grammar questions, you have editor questions, proofreading questions, all right, arrangement questions, etc. So this is entirely about English, and this test is divided into 2 modules. Each one is for 32 minutes. So totally you have 64 minutes and 54 questions. All right. So 25 operational and 2 pre-test questions. All right. So here in maths part, it is 35 plus 35, 70. The time is more. The number of question is less. It is harder. In maths, as you go further in the test, the questions become harder as you go further in the test. But there is no such arrangement in the verbal side or English side. In mathematics, as you go further in the exam, the questions will become harder. All right. So totally 44 questions here, 70 minutes, here 64 minutes, 54 questions. Here approximately 1 minute per question, considering 10 minutes for other work. Here nearly it is 1.5 minutes per question, considering 10 minutes for other activities, approximately. All right. Any questions about this whole thing? Probably you should have at least one question regarding this part. Anybody? Am I clear till here?
Sir, what do you mean by pre-test questions?
Pre-test, right?
Yeah.
This is just to prepare you for the test. All right. This will show you how it works, how the test works. All right.
Okay.
So actually the good question would have been, why there are 2 modules? Why can't they put all the 54 questions into one section? Right? Here also 22, 22. They are broken into 2 parts, right? 44 questions. Why can't they put all the questions into one section? Anybody has an idea there? The point here is, this is called adaptive test. The test like GRE, GMAT are also adaptive tests. GMAT is question level adaptive, GRE is section level adaptive. Similarly, SAT has become, it was not so earlier, now it has become adaptive test, section or module level adaptive test. What is the meaning of that is, if you perform poorly in the first module, out of 27 questions, you get less than half, less than 13 questions, 13 or less correct. then the second set of 27 questions, second module, will become easier for you. As a result, even if you do most of this right, there is a chance that you will get a comfortable score, passable score of somewhere around 1300. Suppose you do badly in the first module, but you do very well in the second module because it is easier module, you will get a passable marks. It is not that because you did bad in the first section, first part, you are lost. Not like that. You still have a chance to make a comeback. But supposing you do very well, something like you get 22 or more right in the very first section, as a result, the second section will become harder for you. And it is not exactly bad. Second section becoming harder is not exactly bad, because this will help you to, if you get most of the second section also, you will get a great score of above 1500, okay, for the SAT class, for SAT, or for if it is for individual, above 700, okay, for each of them. So if you do very well in the first section, if you get a harder section, if you do very well there, you will definitely start scoring above 700 in both verbal and quants. But naturally, most students will be scoring more in maths compared to verbal. All right, this is clear here. Anybody has any doubts, questions? Yes. No other doubts? Can we proceed? All right. So this SAT test, as I told you, okay, there will be one passage for each question, English question, okay, 64 minutes, 54 questions, approximately 10 minutes you take out for filling the form and all that. 1 minute per question, that is, you have brief text, short text, around 50 to 150 words, okay, max, starting from anywhere from 40 50 words to 150 words, okay, approximately. If you check, one, you have to read one paragraph sometimes, and sometimes 2 to 3 paragraphs, okay, 2 paragraphs. So there we have only one question. All right, earlier you didn't have certain types of questions, but nowadays you have the questions types called strengthen weaken questions. So if there is a claim made, an opinion made by some scientist, some answer will support that opinion, some answers will oppose that opinion. So this concept is taken from JRE GMAT. It's called strengthen and weaken concept. So your test has become harder, but earlier you had one full page text of somewhere around 1,000 words. Okay, you had to read that and answer 10 questions on one single passage, or it would be a set of 2 passages. Okay, you have to answer 10 questions going through the one passage with many paragraphs. Okay, which would have been much harder for you because you'd have to keep searching where is the answer. Now there is no such problem. There is only 1 or 2 paragraphs. Looking at that, you have to just answer one question. All right. Okay, so what are the types of topics found here? What are the topics you find here? You find literature passages, okay, US or world literature, historical or political passages, founding documents, means American Constitution, and global conversation about the global democracy, about business, ecosystem, such things. Social studies consists of various historical happenings, old things. All right. Science passages may include physics, chemistry, biology, ecosystem, etc. But you don't need to have special knowledge of anything. No need of special knowledge. Okay, you just need to read and understand the passage. That is enough. No prior knowledge of any topic is required. Your only 10th grade knowledge, the vocabulary used till 10th standard in your schools, colleges. Okay, that is enough to understand the questions here. All right, let us move on. So the questions, the text type would be, there would be careers or trends or debates in major fields like business, technology, healthcare. Social studies might include history, anthropology, sociology, okay, psychology, political science, and other areas. Humanity may be literature, featuring an author or featuring a poet, prose, art, music, dance, etc. Science will explore biology, systems, okay, biology, chemistry, physics. In biology, it could be ecosystem, such things. Any questions still here? Because the next question I am going to show you actually how we are going to help you beat this test. Some glimpse of how we teach, a little bit idea. All right, guys. Am I clearly audible to all of you? All right. So can we
It's
proceed?
audible.
Yeah. So
Sir, you're on mute.
yeah. I was trying to shut down some noise here. Yeah, sorry for that. So we will proceed. All right. So we are going to look at the strategies here. I am going to teach you a few strategies. Okay. Now, how to deal with the different parts of the SAT. We'll get some idea here. Okay. So though each section has its own strategies, there we first teach some general strategies for the uh, test. One is POOD. Has anybody heard of this POOD strategy? Anybody? What is the POOD strategy? It is called personal order of difficulty. Personal order of difficulty, POOD. Why is this is, if we look back here, there could be science, social studies, historical or literature passages. One may find history interesting or social studies or literature interested, but some may like science passages better. All right. Some may like science passages more. So that is your personal order of liking or difficulty. You may find literature more difficult, but science easier. So take science first, then this, then this, then this. The easiest you do first, less easier one do second. Any question you can solve within 1 minute is called easy question. Anything you can solve 1 to 1.5 minutes is medium. Any question you take around 2 minutes is hard. 2 minutes or more. 1 minute or less is easy. 1 to 1.5 minutes is medium difficulty. 1.5 to 2 minutes or more is hard. So this is how you can classify those type of questions. All right. Now keeping that in mind, what is this POOD is? Even when you get the question paper, you have the freedom to move among the questions. You don't have to specially do the first one first and the last one last. You can do the last one first, middle one second, something else third, etc. You can choose which one you want to do first. This is what we teach you. This is called personal order of difficulty. This is a very important concept. Okay. Second is a POE strategy. Has anybody heard of this? What is POE? Yes, guys. Are you aware? Okay. It is called process of elimination. Process of elimination. Usually in the schools, colleges, when you undergo the test, each question has 1 to 5 options or 4 or 5 options. What you do is, out of the 5 options, you try to select the right answer. You are in the selection mode of getting the right answer. Your mind is adjusted to this particular technique. But here you have to unlearn that. This international test, it is designed in a different way. Okay, our Indian people, arrange the test in a different way. They don't use this Western methodology. So the Western tests are differently arranged, the questions. So that they are differently created. So we teach you something called how to eliminate bad answers. We teach you to find good reasons to eliminate bad answers. Because suppose Dvita Mehta sings well, I don't know how to sing at all. Just assume this. Okay. Dvita sings well, I don't know how to sing at all. But when she is singing, I might be able to find some mistakes. Suppose our Prachi or say Ashrit do dance. I don't know how to dance, but when they are doing dance, I can find faults with their dance. I don't need any qualification. What does it mean is finding faults is the natural talent everybody possesses, guys. All right. Understand this concept. Finding faults is the natural talent everybody possesses in this world. Okay. Therefore, we teach you to find faults with the wrong answers, eliminate them. Out of 4 options, if you successfully eliminate 3, the fourth one, even if you don't love the answer is the right answer because we have correctly taught you how to eliminate wrong answers. Now, guys, I am going to ask you a very important point. See, there are certain things that definitely help you to get ahead in life. But the problem in, especially Indian setting of education, okay, there is a problem here. What is that? Is our teachers haven't taught us, okay, how to read well. I am not talking about pronunciation here. No, I am not talking about pronunciation. How to read in such a manner that you comprehend better. All right. Faster and remember better, understand better. Okay. Think better, grasp it better. How to read in such a way that you do that? Such a training. Even teachers don't know how to read. Reading sentences is not reading. Reading paras and understanding every word, every sentence is not the real reading. Okay. So this training is missing. That is what you are going to see a small glimpse of it today. I will show you. I will make you understand that, oh, why didn't I learn this earlier? Now, there is a concept regarding this reading. Nobody even taught you how to write very well unless you have gone to some international schools where they have the best teachers, hardly 15 to 20 students per class. They have enough time to spend with each one of you, sit with you, take your notebook, underline the mistakes you have made in the usage of language, grammar, correct you, give you the idea or concept of what is really good writing. Because to reach international schools and become a teacher or lecturer there, you need to be very high caliber. Then you will learn. Otherwise, if you are not from international school, unless you are lucky, somebody has taught you, you don't know what is writing well. There is a concept of writing which attaches to reading. This is missing. Then third concept, how to think critically, critical thinking. Here, what is critical thinking is when something is wrong, when something is wrong. I am teaching you in a very simple matter. The meaning of the word critical is understand when something is wrong. That is critical thinking in very brief terms. Okay. That is missing. So all these concepts are very important here. I will show you a little glimpse of what I do here. All right. Now, one more concept, important concept is not many people have learned how to speak well. Because if you don't know how to write well, there are brave people, one or two among 100, but there are good speakers only, one among 1,000 people, right? And there are good writers, one among 10,000 people, right? And one among lakh gets printed, and one among 10 lakh gets read, and one among crore becomes very famous writer. So writing and speaking are very challenging tasks. A special training is totally missing in our education system. They just arrange some competitions, but a proper training how to speak, read, write, think well is missing. I'll show you a little glimpse of what is reading. Suppose you think you know. Okay. Ashrit, can you read the first sentence here? Only the first para.
Para.
First para, number one.
When you
That
are
is only one sentence.
when you are on the beach, you are stepping on ancient mountains, skeletons of marine animals, even tiny diamonds.
Read the next also.
Okay. Sand provides a record of geology's earth-changing processes.
Now, in 2 or 3 words, can you tell me what is the first para about? Only in 2 or 3 words, not more than 2 or 3 words. If you think you understand when you read something, it is a challenge for every one of you guys. If you think you know what is reading, please try to tell me in 2 or 3 words what is the first sentence talking about. First para, 2 sentences. Anybody can answer, including Ashri.
It's talking about the experience on the beach.
Experience?
On the beach.
It's talking about the fact that like when you're on the beach, it's not just about the sand, but the fact that a lot of years have passed and a lot of changes have taken place throughout the years.
See, can you tell me in 3 words max?
Evolution, something
You are
close to it.
beating about the bush, but the exact point is missing. If you can tell me in 3 words, that means you have really understood it. Otherwise, all are getting confused. Anybody can try. I'll give you more chance. Prachi, Dvita, Bhavi, Sahiti, Vidhi. Anybody can try, please.
Sir, like the composition of sand.
You are beating about the bush.
I think it's about finding out the ancient things.
You're again, everyone is beating about the bush. Nobody is hitting the target. You're all correct. None of the answers are wrong. You're almost there. Yes.
Or change, like change in general.
Again, it is
It's
not that
talking
it is
about
correct. Every answer is correct, but not the perfect point. Yeah,
geology
Bhavi?
is also changing process.
Right. Okay, anybody? Asrit?
Geologists, like they mentioned, geologists changing process. So
Yes, good. Everybody tried. All are correct. but nobody gave the perfect point. I will tell you now how to understand this. When you are on the beach, you are stepping on what? Did you understand that? When you are on the beach, he is telling you are stepping on what? What you are stepping on? Tell me. On the beach, what do you step on?
Sand.
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 And what is this telling? The source of sand or the origin of sand. If you could get 3 words, your answer would have been perfect. Agree now? All of you? How beautiful is this point? Sorry. This is just talking about where the sand comes from. Mountains become powdered, become sand. Skeletons of marine animals turn into sand. Tiny diamonds turn into sand. Correct? That is because of the geology, earth changing process, where from the sand comes or the origin of sand. So the first paragraph is talking about source or origin of sand. One word if you say source. All of you agree now when I explain? Source of what? Sand. Clear everybody? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, clear.
Now Dvita, can you read the second para?
And as children, we play on it, and as adults, we relax on it, but we don't often look at it. If we did, we would discover an account of a geological past and a history of marine life that goes back thousands and, in some cases, millions of years.
Correct. So thank you. Now can you summarize this in 3 to 4 words? If you understood this para, you would be again able to do something like this and give me the answer in 3 to 4 words. Everybody can try again. I am trying to teach you a technique. Nowhere, nobody has taught you this. Sorry. So we are doing something special here. Try this. This is about the source. What is the second para about? Yes.
Sir, it could be either history of sand or evolution of sand.
You are there, but I want the perfect point. Perfect. You are almost there. It is connected with the first. You are almost there. You gave the right answer. But how to do it in a proper way, how to give the answer in a specific way is what I am looking at. Presentation is all about, all it is about. How do you present your answer in a convincing manner? Your answer is correct. None of the answers are wrong. Anybody else? Yes, Saiti? Yes. Who else? Okay. Can I tell or somebody will
It's
try?
about history. It's about history.
Can't hear you clearly. I think there is some disturbance. So actually,
Is it
it is
about
geological past history of the sand. It is about geological past or history of sand. Because the first one is where is the sand coming from in general? It is telling. Now the second one is a continuation. If you go somewhere on the sand and take the sand in your hand and look at it, what it will show? The sand will show the geological history of that place. What was there thousands of millions of years ago? Geological past of that place. Understand that? Geological history of that area means that is where the sand is now. So what was that sand earlier? Was there a mountain? Was there an ocean? That will tell you. You are almost there. So you have to try to be accurate. Now let us try. Sahiti, can you read the third para?
Yes, sir. Sand covers not just seashores, but also ocean beds, deserts, and mountains. And it is a major element in man made materials too. Concrete is largely sand, while glass is made of little else.
Yeah. Now, can you tell me in 2 words, 2 to 3 words, what is this third para about? I am teaching you summary reading technique.
Could it be about the vastness of sand? So how it's utilized in almost everything.
1 point is right. What you said is correct perfectly. 1 point is right. Okay. What is the other point? You missed 1 point.
Is it composition of sand?
It's
No,
resourcefulness.
you are almost there, but the right word is not coming out. 2 words can describe the whole paragraph.
It's an element of a human.
No,
Raw material.
very simple. Huh? Yes.
Raw material. It's the raw material for many things.
Location plus uses. See, they are telling sand covers not just seashores, but also ocean beds, desert, and mountains. You are reading this, but you are not understanding this. Interpret it as where sand can be found, locations of sand. When you read this, if you understand that this sentence is telling me, okay, sorry, okay, this sentence is telling me what happened, where am I? Sorry, huh? There is some systematic disturbance here. Yep. Yeah. What I did is, yeah, 1 moment. Yeah, right now it is okay. Can you all see the screen? Still?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this whole paragraph is about locations of sand, means where you can find the sand and what are the uses of sand. Some 2 examples are given. So instead of trying to remember the word seashores, ocean beds, deserts, and mountains, one word for all this is where sand is found. Where means the location of sand. And the next part, it is a major element in man-made material, largely used, and glass is made of little else. So means it is talking about uses. So I am teaching you the technique of reading is not to get stuck into every word. Don't get stuck into the meaning of every word. Then your mind is lost. Keep away from the words, summarize the meaning of the words. What is this about? First para is talking about where the sand comes from and how it changes over millions of years. Second one is if you look at the sand, you can tell the source. The same thing is told in the other way. If you look at X, if you are from ABC, sand comes, is the first para. Second para says, if you look at sand, you will know whether it is ABC, where it is coming from. So what is the third one telling? Where is the sand located? Where are the places, locations, and how to use, where are you using it? Right? So this is how to summarize each. Now, okay, anybody is ready to read the next one, fourth one? Anybody can read this? Bhavi?
Yes. What exactly is sand? Well, it is larger than fine dust and smaller than shingle. In fact, according to the most generally accepted scheme of measurement devised by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, grains qualify if their diameter is greater than 0.06 of a millimeter and less than zero point 0.6 of a millimeter.
Yes. So what is this fourth para about? What is this fourth para talking about? I want one word only. Now you have got wiser after doing these three. I want you to describe this fourth para in one word, if you understood it. What is this about? Or maximum of 3 words.
The composition.
No. Anybody? Any other try? Effort?
Study of sand,
Sorry?
study of sand, study of sand.
You are a little bit off the mark.
Definition.
Sorry?
Definition.
Perfect. Definition is the one word. This whole paragraph is defining what is sand. Sand kise kehte hai bhai? What is sand? It is telling anything greater than this, bigger than this, but smaller than this. A dust particle. Okay. Anything smaller than, bigger than this, and smaller than this is dust. Understood now? Sand. So if you learn, so without having to remember everything that is there, reading Massachusetts Institute of Technology, just read it as MIT very quickly. That will save your time, isn't it? So you understand that this is about definition. This is about the sources. This is about the, okay, place, history, geological history, geohistory. Third one is about the locations and uses. Fourth one is the definition. This is how you summarize each para. Because if you understand it this way, if you want any information regarding this, you will know where to go and find. All right? Clear here? This is one technique. Tell me, guys, honestly, don't you think this technique is useful for fast reading? This will help you to remember better. Little bit points you can easily remember, no? If you meet me after 10 days, if I show you these paragraphs, you will be immediately be able to tell me first para talks about the source, second para tells about the geological history, third para talks about the location and uses, fourth para talks about the definition. Very easy to remember. I am not asking you to remember every word, every sentence, understand every word, remember every word, every sentence. I am just asking you to summarize. This is a different technique. All right. Okay. Now let us look at this. So, suppose there is a question. Always you should begin by reading this. I am giving an example. Why does Spivey use the phrase fruitful intermission? This is the question. Okay, here the question is actually like this. Miss PV most likely uses the phrase fruitful intermission to indicate that it is actually not a question. It is called open-ended question. Open-ended question. So you have to make it a closed-ended question. Why does PV, Miss PV, use this phrase? Now, when we read this, you look at this, then read. Miss Pavey looked the right person to give it to them. She was by anyone's standards woman of the world. She had gone to boarding school since she was 6. She had studied French in Paris and drama in London. During what she called a fruitful intermission in the education, she had traveled extensively to Near East and Africa with a friend of her grandmother's, Miller, who was a doctor. Now, why does she use the word fruitful intermission? Now I'll explain how we teach you to eliminate the wrong answers. Okay, I will leave the first one aside. Why her travels, okay, with the Janet Miller encouraged her to start a medical school. There is no mention that she started a medical school. So B answer is wrong. There is no mention. Her early years at the boarding school resulted in rewards. She actually went on the travel after the boarding school, because gone to boarding school, then she studied French, means after the boarding school. So this is not, that is correct. So what she thought would be a short break lasted several years. There is nothing to indicate that it lasted longer than she expected. So this is also wrong. So even if you don't know why A is right, A should be right. But now we read it. This is the two-way confirmation. A, B, C, D are wrong. She benefited from taking off time in order to travel. Fruitful means what? Fruit means benefit, right? So she benefited from taking off time. That is why she said fruitful. That is why this answer is right. So we teach you how to eliminate the wrong answers, how to focus on the right part of the question. So this is just one example I gave you. Then we'll be teaching the grammar portion like this. There are various grammatical errors like pronoun error, modifier, parallelism, idiom, punctuation, precision, concision, etc. We teach you all that, give you examples. Then we use some questions. Okay. All can look at the question. There is a word here. This is the first question. There is a word here. The word may be right or wrong. If the word is right, then A, no change is the answer. If this word is wrong, then maybe B, C, or D is right. I will give you 1 minute to think and tell me what would be the best answer. Actually, to teach you, we teach you a lot of background, but these are very simple questions. I am asking you to do this. Try this. Because you have to read a lot of material. We teach you to read fast, understanding quickly, and how to eliminate the wrong answers and get the right answer. Can anybody tell me what is the right answer here?
Moreover.
Moreover. Okay, that is one answer. Anybody else agrees or disagrees?
I guess it's however.
However,
However.
However,
Okay, so let us look at it. Many learners find it frustrating. Frustrating is a negative thing, right? Because there are many rules. Why they find it negative? That means frustrating. Many learners find English frustrating because there are many rules. Now, the next sentence, is it going in the same direction, telling that there is further difficulty, or is it telling that it is easy? If it is telling that it is easy, then it is going in the opposite direction. Correct? But let us see here. Many rules have exceptions. As a result, they are more difficult to learn. Now they are continuing to talk about rules, but are they telling that it is easy here? They are talking in the same direction. Then what is the opposite direction, right? So but is wrong and however is wrong. Both are opposite direction. You cannot have two right answers. That is one good reason why A and B together are wrong. And the second point is not similar to the first point. They are telling there are many rules. In the second sentence also, they are not telling that there are many rules, but telling there are exception to the rules. That is making it difficult. So it is going not in the same direction, but it is giving an additional point. Therefore, moreover is the right word, not similarly also. Everybody understood this concept? Why D is the right answer? Clear, guys? Understood this?
Yes, sir.
Anybody has a doubt, you can ask me now. Okay, you understood the technique of elimination? Now let us look at another question. Why English spellings are difficult has to do with the history of language. English historians classifies the growth of language into three periods: old, middle, and modern. Tell me which answer is right. No change is B, C, D. A, B, C, D.
Classify. C.
Classify C.
C. So two answers, two people confirmed this. Good job. Anybody else? Because in a sentence there is subject, verb, right? If you ask the verb who or what, who classifies, the answer is historians, right? So historians is plural, but classifies is singular. So they are not matching. So historians is fixed. So what has to change is the verb. So no change is wrong. Okay, we need single. Now, is classified means historians are classified by somebody else. It is not the historians that are classifying, somebody else is classifying the historians. Or that historians are broken into something periods. Historians are not broken by somebody else. Historians themselves classify the period into three parts. So, classify is the right answer. Good job. Any doubts here, anybody? Clear? Understanding this? All right. Now, see, uh, I will read this question for you. Which finding, if true, you should always start with this question stem. Which finding, if true, would most directly support the researcher's hypothesis? This is called strengthen type of question. Strengthen means there is a claim here, there is a research mentioned, and there is a hypothesis in the research. And which answer supports or strengthens that research? So read this, understand what is the research, and tell me which answer supports that thesis. Understand what is the hypothesis, tell me which answer supports that hypothesis. Take 1 minute or 1 to 2 minutes. Quick. All of you try. This is the example of real exam questions. Anybody can tell me what could be the answer?
Sir, C.
C.
Your answer is C. Anybody else has a different answer? One answer is C. You can even put your answers on the chat also. Yes, guys? Come on. You're doing well. Go ahead. Anybody else? You can do it. Such a small paragraph, easy to understand. Understand what is the theory and what is the hypothesis, which answer supports that. So, two answers. I can see two answers. Anybody else want to come forward the answer? Otherwise, I will explain. Not a problem. Should I start or will you try? Prachi, Saiti, Ashrit, Bhavi. Anybody else? Give a best guess. You can put your answer on chat, send directly to me. If you think you might make mistake, send to me directly. There is no shame in not knowing something. You are making an attempt. That's a great thing. Learn to take decisions. Even if it is wrong, next time you will get it right. You will learn from your mistakes. No problem. Okay, let me explain this. See, they are talking about a hypothesis. So in Brazil, so some BT and BM plants of some family establish themselves on soilless, nutrient poor patches of the rock. There is no soil. Normally, the plants grow on soil, right? Because the roots can get the nutrients. Nutrient poor patches of the rock. Plant ecologists XYZ used microscope to analyze, you know, the roots of these two plants, which grow directly into the cortex. Means they let the roots inside the cortex and have clusters of fine hairs near the root tip. Further analysis indicated that they have their hair secrete both malic and citric acids. The researchers hypothesized that plants depend on dissolving the rock with the acids, not only creates channels for growth, but releases phosphate that provide nutrition. So there are two reasons why they grow even on soilless, nutrient poor patches. Because they release their own acids, they split the rock, grow inside the rock, and while they are using the acids, they create the nutrients to absorb. So which answer is supporting that? Let us check. So two points are mentioned here, right? Acids to penetrate as well as to create the phosphates, which are the nutrients. Other species are found but have the roots similar. It is not talking about these 2 points to support the hypothesis. Okay? The researchers hypothesize that this is the hypothesis. This is not talking about either point. Though M and BT and BM secrete this, Each species produce in different proportions. This is not supporting this point that they are supporting that they are secreting the acids, but it's not talking about nutrients. So B is wrong. BM and BT thrive even when transport to surfaces that do not have phosphates. So when it is not even supporting the nutrients, then this answer is not supporting talking about nutrients, then it is not right. So C must be the right answer. The roots carve new entry points into the rocks even when the cracks are readily available. This proves the point. Even though the cracks are available to grow the roots, they create new entry points because the very acid they release create the nutrients by dissolving by breaking the chemicals. So C is the right answer. Everybody understood this concept? Only C is supporting both the points in the hypothesis. Is that clear? How to get it? Both are clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Anybody has any doubt, you can ask me now. Or we can move on to the next question. Okay. You can solve the next question here. Second one. Herbivorous sauropod dinosaurs could grow. Here, always start with the question stem, as I said earlier. Which choice logically completes the text? Logic should be matching with this. Herbivorous sauropod dinosaurs could grow more than 100 feet long and weigh up to 80 tons. Some researchers attributed the evolution to such massive sizes to increased plant production that is resulting from high carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere, high levels, that is during Mesozoic era. However means this point is going opposite to this point. There is no evidence of significant spikes in carbon dioxide levels coinciding with the relevant periods of the sauropod evolution when the first large sauropods appeared. When several sauropod lineages underwent further evolution towards giganticism, or when sauropod reached the maximum sizes, suggesting that when they reach the maximum sizes, there is no correlation of high spike of carbon dioxide. This point is going against the previous point. The researchers attributed that to carbon dioxide availability. So which answer is logically completing this point?
B.
So B is one answer. Another student has also given the B as answer. Anybody else?
Yes, sir, it's B.
B. So 3 eyes for B. Any other answer? Anybody? Okay, let us look at the answers now. Fluctuations in the atmospheric carbon dioxide affected different lineages differently. This is only supporting that. So, which choice logically completes? This is going opposite, right? However, is opposing this theory. So, this is supporting that. So, it is not the right answer. It is not logically completing. It is supporting the previous, attribution of the researchers. So, it is not right. Atmospheric carbon dioxide was higher when the largest lived and when it was first appeared. So if they say higher, then it is only supporting, not logically completing this. Sauropods probably would not have evolved to the immense sizes if atmospheric carbon dioxide had been even slightly higher. If it were not higher, they would not have. Such a point is not mentioned anywhere here. So automatically B becomes the best answer because the evolution of larger body sizes do not depend on the atmospheric carbon dioxide. Okay. So that's suggesting that this is the suggestion. Because of this finding, X doesn't lead to Y. Carbon dioxide doesn't lead to giganticism. Is that concept clear, everybody? Okay, how do you eliminate? Any questions or doubts here? Getting a hang of it, right? So, first of all, we teach you various strategies to beat the exam. Okay, various techniques, how to read fast, how to eliminate the wrong answers, what is the solution strategy. We have to start from there. Elimination techniques. Okay, not selection, elimination techniques. So, and then we teach various grammar rules. Then we teach you the various types of questions. Okay, and the elimination styles. There are various laws behind elimination. We teach you all those 5 laws. Okay, using those standard rules of elimination, you clearly understand which answer is wrong, which answer is right most of the times. Okay, so rather than selection, elimination is the best method. So the reading technique, elimination technique, questions, selection technique, types of questions, strategies to be used for different types of questions, strengthen, weaken, inference questions. Inference questions are those where the answer is not directly given, but from the given data, you can understand the other point. If I say X is a male animal, you understand that it is not a female. If I say X is a male, then it is very clearly inferred. It is not given there. What is given is that X is a male. What you can understand it is not a male, it is not a female or neuter gender. So such points which need not be told, we can correctly understand even when not given. Okay, is called inference. Okay, so there are various types of questions here. So all the types we will teach, the techniques we will teach. So the editing types of questions, the grammar portion, okay, the punctuation styles, selection, concision, precision, okay, etc., consistency, the various concepts related to this exam, we make them clear to you. We ask you to write those points so that you remember those points, and we provide you the recordings of each class. Okay, we provide you the recordings so that if you have any doubt, you can revise that and perfect those. If you still have questions, you can come back to the teachers and ask the doubts. Clear? So this class, I am only dealing with verbal part. Supposing you are interested in the class, you can request for maths session also if you think you need that. All right. So you can talk to the coordinators and request for maths training. Okay, maths demo. You will join that. And usually the class timings are right now, probably it is already made known to you, 6 to 7:30 on weekdays. All right. And the point is, all students need to be available at the same time, but some common timings will be chosen in case some students have difficulty. In some case, if you are not able to attend the class, you can always watch the recordings, and we will provide you the homework for each type of questions. Okay, you will solve the homework. Some questions will be done in the class. Okay, some questions will be done in the solved at home, and we'll check them in the class. And also at one time, we will get to solve the entire question paper in the class. Okay, and when you take tests, we will review your tests in the class. We will give you personal feedback. Okay, has anybody taken any test till now? Has anyone of you taken any test till now? Yes, guys? No?
I've only
So
done
you
the
can
maths section.
only you did maths, huh?
I have the Princeton review book, so in that there's a practice uh, test. So I did only maths.
Okay, what was your score?
I don't remember. Wait a minute,
Okay,
I'll check in the book.
so you can check, guys. All of you can take the test. Free test is available on College Board website or even in Khan Academy. Okay, you take one free test, then you know it is very, very important, because by taking one free test available, you will understand what is your present standard or level. Once you get trained from us, how your score goes on improving. Our students generally start with around 1100 or 1200 score and slowly improve. By the time they complete the fourth test, they have improved by at least 200 to 300 points improvement they will see. Okay. So that is our expectation. So all of you take a test. You will know where you stand, because some of you have a lot of time to prepare. Go ahead, take your time, prepare well, and specific type of questions solve more and more, so that you become well versed. So your score, your aim should be to score 1500 plus. All right. Your aim should be to score 1500 plus. To get there, okay, out of 1600, to get 1500 plus, you need to score at least 750 to 800 in maths. Almost perfect score in maths. Many of my students I have seen, they have, if they are able to get around 750 in verbal, they are able to get 800 in maths. Maths, the scope is limited, because the verbal is the whole round world, is the scope for English language. Okay, the concepts, it's little bit challenging. So if you are scoring 750 for each, verbal and quants, you reach around 750, but it is easier to get 800 out of 800 in maths, and then consider 700 for verbal. So this will bring you together to 1500, which is a great score. Okay, 1550 is a awesome score. All right, you get 1550 plus, you don't have to seek the college. Colleges will start calling you with the help of your SAT number. Okay, SAT score. They will find you are a very great student. They will call you, oh Prachi, please join our college. It is a great university college. Can join our college. They will call you and invite you there. They can even offer you some uh, scholarship. All right. Any questions before we end for the day? So there are multiple choice, four answers to a question. Okay. There is no negative marking. All right. Now you will be allowed to eliminate wrong options, but also take up the option of crossing out. Okay. There are further things. So the maths faculty will be talking to you about the maths part. Any questions? Anybody? Before we end for the day? Hope you could understand something from the session.
Yes, sir. I have a
Good.
doubt.
Yeah.
What is the minimum preparation time should we have for SAT?
See, uh, depending on what is your score in the very first test and what is your aim. Do you aim to get a very great score, and what is your present score? Based on these two criteria, we can judge how much time you need to reach from X to Y. Without that basic information, we cannot tell you. But most students can study within 4 to 6 months. Most students are able to do that. But some students I have trained only in 10 days, and they scored 1510. Some students I have trained in 1 month, they have scored 1490. Some students I have trained for 2 months, they have scored around 1500 plus. So again, it depends from student to student, how much background you have, how much practice you do, and all that. All right.
Yes, yes, sir.
We will provide you the material. All right. Practice, etc. Any questions, any doubts, any further doubts? If you have any further doubts, you could also speak to coordinators. All right, guys. Wish you all the very best. Hope you will achieve great things in your life. Will success, realize your dreams. Okay, make India great again. like Trump is telling, let us make America great. So you go to America, study, learn from there, come back to India, invest in India, your knowledge and all that, and make India great again like it was in the olden times. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Best wishes again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.